Well,
Yep,
here we are.
here we are.
We are about to go on according to my thing here, about a 6 hour journey.
Okay,
We have important things to do today.
there's shit going on.
So, first thing is we need to look at some real estate. Uh, we need to get an oil change in the Porsche because no one in Ely is willing nor qualified to do such a thing.
God forbid you just pour different oil in the Porsche and change the fucking filter.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, I
Uh,
know.
also,
Fucking Porsche.
most important, top of the list that needs to be done Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. It's high up there.
For reference, when you live on the moon,
Taco Bell's far away.
it's far away and you will drive 3 hours, 6 hours round trip to get it.
It's beautiful. It happens when you are merely a colonist in the middle of fucking goddamn nowhere. There are certain things that you just wish that you had, and
When you don't have them, you
yeah,
got to travel to get it.
no, that's
Uh,
just the reality. And sometimes the simplest things are the things that you miss. It's not like you're gonna fucking travel for something shitty. And Taco Bell's great.
uh, First order of business, um, I need to get a coffee. Um,
You're gonna have a manly coffee.
well, here's the problem.
You're gonna
I
have
mean, you have a different
fucking.
opinion about this coffee, but
I have a different opinion on coffee than
um,
most people.
well, yeah, for some people, they don't understand this, particularly in this world where people aren't sure what gender they are. But
Your coffee definitely
when
doesn't fucking
when
know.
you have facial hair like this, when you live the life that I live, your testosterone will hit levels that are dangerous.
Right.
And
I
in
mean,
order to
theoretically.
mitigate that, you have to drink lattes to bring those levels to down to safe and manageable levels.
I mean, if Dylan Mulvaney fucking drinks it, I probably don't want it inside of me. So I'm gonna challenge you on that and say, maybe not have fucking queer ass coffee and just at the very least just have something that's like gross and tastes like fucking steel and has like little chunks of metal in it. Now, for reference, I'm not a coffee drinker. I work 12-hour shifts, um, and I just got off of one right now. Right?
Right,
I
so you're
I
like
just
half
finished.
awake anyway.
Yeah, I'm like the fact that I'm alive right now and not just dead to the fucking world is a miracle in and of itself. And I don't drink coffees. I'm kind of like I only drink sodas if I'm at a restaurant, and I'm also awake, alive, and alert. So like fucking whatever. Like I don't want to fucking hear it with like, oh my god, I need the caffeine. No, you fucking don't. Grow the fuck up. Like goddamn fucking grow up here. Like
I will agree with you on that. The fact of the matter is, when I stopped having coffee first thing in the morning and started drinking my pre-workout and then going to the gym, as you do,
yeah,
um,
as
and
some
I've
do.
actually been drinking my pre-workout in the afternoons. I don't. There's not this desperation of like, oh my god, I must have caffeine. Um, yeah, that's been really good. Shout out to the guys at Bucked Up for their wonderful pre-workouts. They don't pay us for that, but it's that good. I'm fine with giving a little shout out. Um, However, I happen to enjoy coffee,
Did you put
and
coconut milk in it?
oh no,
What about oat milk?
no,
Like a real fag?
no, no. We do 2% standard milk.
I mean, you're already having a coffee that tastes like it was shit out of a fucking wild animal's vagina or some shit. You think you'd go the fucking full mile and have
No,
like some non-dairy
I feel
GMO
like a caramel
fucking whatever.
macchiato is fairly tame and even keeled. If it was some kind of chai, you know, weird latte with extra soy
Do you pour the chai
and
into the cup? Like, dude,
I
like
don't
you're. I
know,
mean,
have some boba balls in there so you can suck on the balls and
fucking soy whipped cream or some shit,
yeah,
and goddamn, what do they call it? Like ethical chocolate or some
and the
shit
whole
where they.
cup's made out of hemp.
Yeah, the whole fucking cup. Like they sell. At least if it was a cool ass fucking cup, you might have something like semi interesting. But it's like, I mean, like they make cups out of bamboo, which for laser engraving weirdos like me, like awesome, right? That's always fucking cool. They make bowls out of coconuts. I found out later that they make coconut fiber bowls, and they're fucking beautiful.
I
And
learned from Ace Ventura when nature calls that they can make bowls out of guano.
so I never saw that movie because it looks stupid. I think I saw the first one, and I don't remember it because I don't know.
Well, you were
I
too old and serious by then.
no,
I was still a young lad.
I was a dumb
I was
teenager.
I was in junior high school, and that was exactly the kind of humor that I was
I
appreciating.
I was building my my psyche as a cranky old man at the like ripe old age of 15, and I didn't really. I mean, Jim Carrey's like back in the day was like pretty funny, but he was funny because he's a fucking idiot, right? And so to watch a fucking idiot for 2 hours, you're like, yeah, this is funny. Like, and after like 10 minutes, you're like, I kind of want to blow my fucking brains out. Like, fuck this. And like even like Jim Carrey, like today, like no.
To be continued. I have to go get my coffee.
Fucking goddamn gay ass fucking coffee.
I'm ready.
Mulvaney coffee achieved. None for me. I'm fine.
Well, I mean, at your age, you've got to do everything you can to keep your testosterone levels high. And,
Testosterone levels are doing fine. I just would rather not have fucking whatever the fuck is in there inside of me. And I fucking God, like it's disgusting. I don't even know how the fuck. And I've like, God, like it smells like burnt shit. Like at least the dudes who have the coffee that like an animal has actually eaten and shit back out, like at least those dudes are being fucking honest because they know it's shit. They're paying for the fact that it's just a fucking turd. Side note: coffee is a soup. Fuck you.
for, for for the record, I don't. Not a fan of drinking the weird stuff that's like been excreted from an animal. That crosses all kinds of lines for me.
Oh, but it's better because the animals digested it and it's covered in the animal's poop.
Uh,
Like, isn't that just the greatest fucking god? It's covered in water buffalo shit. Smells no different than what you're drinking right now.
well, at least I can be sure that what I'm drinking right now was shot out of no one and nothing.
I mean,
It was
that's a slight plus, I guess.
picked fresh from trees and
Yeah,
somewhere in
by
Colombia.
some motherfucker in a rainforest who's
Yep.
getting like 3 cents a day or some shit.
Well, because he's either not figured out that he can make more money working on a coke farm,
Or he's just,
or he'd rather not hang out with drug cartels.
or you
Which
never
we
know.
can't fight him.
Like, look, maybe
fault
he's
for it.
retired from the coke farm, right? Maybe it's some old dude and he like made a bunch of money at the coke farm and he invested in coffee because he's sick and tired of, I don't know, getting shot at or whatever the fuck those goddamn fucking drug pushers do or whatever.
Would you ever travel to Colombia or to Cuba?
No,
Why?
because I'm not stupid.
Huh.
So it's for me, it's fairly simple. I will go where I have access to the Second Amendment. If I can't carry a firearm to defend myself, I'm not fucking going there. Do you know how many Americans get kidnapped in all these bullshit little Latin American countries? Like a shitload.
Kind of a lot.
Yeah, kind of a fucking lot, right? If they were to come after me up here, at least I could go down fucking shooting and take out 2 or 3 of those fucking faggots. But like down there, like what am I gonna do? Yell at them? Like, oh no, sir, please don't shoot me with your 40 AKs. Like, yeah, no, right? Like, no.
On the flip side, you would have access to AKs, just not legally, and you would have a probably better working knowledge of them than half the people there.
Yeah, no, legitimately. Like, yeah. Um, so for those who don't know, I probably have forgotten more about like guns than most people have ever fucking known. AKs I know like above average, but I'm not like a goddamn scholar on the things.
Well, it's bad enough that we can watch any movie or TV show, and within a 3-second flash of somebody holding one, you know what it is.
That's true.
You know whether it's a prop, you know whether it's Chinese, whether it's Russian, Yugoslavian.
I mean, it's not hard to tell the difference.
Well, for those of us that don't know,
Yeah.
it
It's got a bit magazine.
looks
It's
like
an
an
AK.
AK.
Yeah.
I see wood and a charging handle on the wrong side. That looks like an AK.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting platform. I certainly wouldn't want to do anything serious with it, despite all the AK fanboys out there who are like, "It's a great weapon." It's like, no, it's heavy as fuck and it's not super accurate. But if
You say that, but like in the armory, we are like, that's a significant percentage of the options should we need to throw down
I have like 6 or 7.
and arm people.
It's not even that many.
That's
One of them's fucking Turkish
we'll let that slide.
for now. Okay.
We've arrived at the first destination on our multi-destination trip,
This massive fucking crazy trip.
and we have come across something magical. You guessed it.
Roberto's. Apparently, Roberto's exists in Portland.
And while we are on our way on our pilgrimage to the blessed land of Taco Bell, there's always room to stop at Roberto's.
I mean,
The issue is, little advice, as an honorary Mexican and as a real Mexican, it's important to understand and wrap your mind around Mexican math. Okay, Mexican math is that if you order 2 churros, they will take 1 churro and cut it in half.
because reasons.
So if you know that going in,
Then it's fine.
everybody's fine.
Right.
We understand what's going on. So
As long as I get a piece of churro, I don't actually. give a
it's
shit.
going to be
It's
great,
fine.
and we are going to go do that. We'll check back in with you later.
There's a duel going on at Taco Bell. The biggest appetites are shooting it out with our original taco for just 49 cents. All the tacos you want at a price you can handle. 49 cents each. All day, every day. When it comes to getting your fill for less, nobody beats the border. Taco Bell at the border, make a ride for the border.
Taco Bell party packs are available for delivery. Nothing can stop us now. What does everyone want tonight? Tacos, tacos. Now what's gonna start this party off right? Tacos, tacos. You can call us crazy, that's okay. We'll get party packs delivered any day. Tacos. Bring the party to your crew with Taco Bell party packs. Order on Grubhub and get your first Taco Bell delivery free.
Okay. Well, if that was a contest, you lost. Shit happens.
These days, I haven't been able to win eating contests for quite some time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, clearly, you have not experienced this, but for me, when I cleared 30 years old, my appetite started to shrink. I don't know why. It made me very sad. I lost my appetite the older I got, and it's kind of down to the point where I'm just like, and then with this whole like weird acid reflux thing that has shrunken my esophagus,
That's super shit. Well,
it's kind of terrible. Now I just have to eat slow, and I don't eat a whole.
that is the pain of only being an honorary Mexican. See, I don't.
Correct.
I don't
have
actually
the
have
physiology to have properly guarded my body against
Right.
the crazy things that I would eat
If you had
as
some
an honorary Mexican.
right? If you had a decent amount of either Mexican genetics or even like Southeast Asian genetics, right?
Yeah, something.
You'd be fucking fine.
Something other
But-
than full-blown Englishmen.
Well, yeah, and because look, what do Englishmen eat? I think ice and like
Potatoes.
water and potatoes. Okay, and you got some Scottish in you. What do they eat? I don't know, like fucking
More
haggis.
potatoes.
Yeah, more potatoes stuffed into other fucking things, like it, right? Like,
Nothing with flavor because it's kind of sad.
yeah,
That is the one thing that, like, I'm not looking forward to is I intend someday to return to my homeland, go visit, check out some villages and stuff. But I'm not holding out hope for there to be very good food
Well,
because let's get real, the English are a bunch of weird SOBs.
oh, it's so fucking
They eat
great.
some weird crap. And you watch some of the movies, they talk about it like pork pie. Like, why is that a thing?
Yeah.
Pork pie? Now, you and I both love a good pork chop, but that crosses a line somewhere.
I have no idea. Look, I stopped trying to understand, old, like, not modern English culture. That's fairly, like, we can all kind of, like, you can kind of crack that nut. But I mean, like, the old shit? Like, I don't know, dude. Like, why does anybody do anything? I'm sure it had to do with some poor person having, like, one fucking pork chop or something, or, you know, like a hoof or some shit that needed, like, I don't fucking know.
Nothing left but the snout, and they're hungry, and they're like,
Yeah.
well, pork pie.
Sure. Like, okay. And it's funny. It's one of those things that, like, why does anybody do anything? Well, either because it tastes good in the decadent or because they're poor and they need to figure shit out. And usually the poor people are better at it.
Right.
That's really funny.
We're sitting here in the Walmart parking lot because
Why the fuck are we here?
I'm married, and my wife is aware that we are in civilization right now.
Oh, you had to tell her.
And we have been assigned to make our way through this god awful store and try and find a candle.
You know what I would tell my wife? I don't have a sense of smell and I don't know what a candle is, and I just fucking come
The
home.
problem is that will never work because while I can't cook, I usually do the decorating.
Oh, you'll starve if you don't get this fucking candle.
So
She won't feed your ass.
in all kinds of ways. So we're gonna go get this candle.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna fucking candle to get.
And we'll be right back after
Now,
these messages.
Remember, reverse rules. If it's not fucking gay, your wife's not gonna like it.
Right.
So if it's something that you think is cool, if there's like a Motorola candle,
No,
that's the wrong one.
No.
Get the one.
If it's got Dylan Mulvaney's face on it,
probably that
tear
one.
the label off and get that one.
Now, my recommendation is smell a candle, and if you think of the Tenderloin in San Francisco, if you're just psychically brought there, it's that one. That's the candle.
Got it. Okay. That one's green. And that one's green.
Go for it. That's probably it. Just grab a random one and tell her you're illiterate.
That won't work either.
Yes, it will.
She knows that I am the opposite of illiterate. I cannot run our company and convince my wife that I'm illiterate. At the very least, I'll be fired.
Use text-to-speech. You've never read anything in your life. Tell her you've got temporary onset illiteracy. You don't
certainly have candle illiteracy. I mean, if this makes you feel a little homo.
That's fucking gross. It's probably that one.
Yeah. That's the one. Alright.
Okay. Well.
Alright. Well, this was what we're supposed to get.
Chesapeake Bay.
It's the same color.
So look, here's how this works, right? Wives should already know this. If you send your husband on an errand that's a guaranteed fail, then you've already fucked up before you started. So this is going to have to be in the is it good enough category. Is it fucking gay enough? Who the fuck knows?
Well,
I don't fucking know.
Based upon your reaction,
It stank. It's a gross fucking
yeah, after smelling it, it's like
it.
it's probably the right thing.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully the candle is good enough.
Okay.
It's fine. I don't care.
Time to beat is 4:11,
God damn it. That's not how that fucking works.
and I suspect we will absolutely make that time.
Ah, God fucking damn it.
Oh yes, baby. I can't push it too hard because we're still kind of around civilization.
The equation is how much time will be saved by speeding versus how much time will be lost when you get pulled over and get a ticket.
Right. The trick is to not get pulled over.
That's true.
And
That's the cheat code.
as fast as I go, I generally pick up 20 to 30 minutes per 50 miles.
We'll see.
The problem is, as fast as I go, it may not be tickets, it might be jail. And you're never driving again. But that depends on the mood of the officer.
Yeah. Well,
This is why I don't get pulled over.
So-
you see, folks, if you're going to speed, don't be like the Californians. See, Californians are retards. And if you don't understand retards, and if you're offended by that, you need to go back and watch episode 1 where we discuss that if the first thing you think of when we use the term retard is someone who was born special, you're the jerk. Wait.
yeah. Point taken.
Californians are terrible speeders because Californians think the rules don't apply to them and they don't think it through, and they speed everywhere. They speed in school zones. They speed through everything. They just don't care. Everywhere that's like 20, 30 miles an hour over the speed limit, they do not care. And they're always the guys that are getting pulled over. Every time I see some out of towner getting pulled over in Ely, it's always with a California plate because this retard thought, I know, I'll go 60 miles an hour through a 35 mile an hour small town. So if you're going to speed, you always do it smart. I don't speed in cities.
Right.
I don't speed anywhere where it's likely that there's going to be law enforcement of any kind. If I'm speeding, it's because it's the open road of the Nevada desert and there's nothing for 200 miles. I'll be lucky to see another car. And I'm the one that's messing up if I'm driving this car and I'm going the speed limit in that circumstance.
That's the Nevada way. It's 100%. That's the fucking dream.
Speaking of the Nevada way, I'm just like kind of looking at ourselves here and the landscape. The blue sky and the clouds.
Yeah.
Is very cool.
It's very nice. It's sad that the last Miss Nevada was a dude. But whatever, man. I don't know. Like, no one fucking watches that shit anyway. It's okay.
That's like the worst. Like, I can't believe that's the question that I had to ask. I was talking to somebody and they said that their cousin was Miss Nevada or something like that, and I had to ask, was it the dude or was it actually a female? And the fact that that question had to be asked regarding the champion, the winner of Miss Nevada. Oh Lord.
I don't know. The funny thing is I had actually, I mean, it's one of those things you know it existed, but I had never known a single, like, Miss Nevada, like, when it was or who it, like, I fucking don't know, don't give a shit. Like, I've never given a shit or even fucking thought about the stupid con. I don't know. God.
My favorite is recently, you may have sent it to me, but I found an Instagram reel where random dudes, I think, kind of in like LA or something, kind of a normally liberal place. All these dudes, black, white, Hispanic, they were all getting asked, is it gay to date a trans chick? And almost every one of them was like, yes.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yep. If you're a trans person, you're either going to date another trans person or someone else on that, like, wavelength or whatever, or you're fucking single. I don't know a Nevadan who lives in rural Nevada. And the cities don't fucking count.
Yeah, you don't count
Fuck
if
the
you live in.
So, I don't know a rural Nevadan who does not have a story that involves military fighter jets doing something cool or, like, fucking straight up, like, alien shit.
Yeah.
Like, 100%.
Yep. Hey, man.
Good times.
Bob Lazar. He knows what's up.
Yeah, he's a fucking weird guy, but at the same time, there have been people who've analyzed the shit that he said who are professional, like not like mechanical lie detectors or whatever, but people who are like trained to detect lies, like to watch videos and be like, oh, that guy when he says he murdered or didn't murder the guy, he's like people who are in that profession have analyzed Balbazar and what he has said, and they're like, look, he believes what he says.
Just thought of something.
So
It'll never happen. But they should make people go through a lie detector test if they want to be trans, to see if they actually believe it.
they'll all pass.
You think so?
Every single one without question.
I don't agree, because I think what's happening is this is becoming a fad,
Oh, straight up.
and there are people who do not believe that they are the opposite gender. What they do believe is that if they can do this, it might get them the acceptance that they've never had.
People who have that issue are going to pass the lie detector test. I can tell you 100%, because that requires a level of like intense belief that it's going to pass that. Like it's just
It'd be an interesting experiment to see how that went down. It'll never happen.
The other way to do the same experiment is to find people who have either already stated that they are trans or have already undergone the surgery or whatever, and ask them, are you a this or are you a that or like whatever, and see if they actually pass that. Right.
Especially if it's been a while, been a few months since their surgery, to see how well that has set in. Because it's more than likely, as we know,
would be an interesting data point.
Statistically, that like so many things the world has to offer you that claim to be what will make you happy, it will fall short. And so they'll get their surgery, they'll get everything, and then they'll be like, huh, I still feel like crap.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm fulfilled.
It turns out surgery will not create fulfillment in your life. Period. It doesn't matter what's going on, doesn't matter what your feelings are. Surgery will not make you feel better. It won't make you like a completed human being. Ever. No matter what it is, no matter what the fuck's going on. Like, and there's like different surgeries that can be done for different reasons that might represent the completion of some like other thing. Like say a woman has like a hysterectomy and she's been getting weird uterine problems. Okay, that like causes like a little, but generally speaking, like no. Like if someone's like, I need to get my hand chopped off to feel like a whole person, like that's not going to work.
No.
You're not going to have a hand, and I don't know, you're like, sucks to be you, I guess. Maybe don't get your hand fucking chopped off or whatever. Like maybe chill the fuck out before you have irreversible surgeries.
You know what though? The good news about that is when it was covertly bizarre, people found it easier to dismiss it.
Yeah.
When it has gotten so overt, it's so sick, it's so weird, and the backlash against Anheuser-Busch is great evidence of this. It's like at some point, the guy who just wanted to be left alone, who didn't care about any of this stuff, when he gets involved, like you have screwed up and overplayed your hand.
Yeah, well, and realistically, like my estimation on where we are as like a nation right now on this subject specifically, after the shooting that happened, that last fucking shooting where the trans person or whatever shot the shit out of all these fucking kids.
Oh no! Sorry, everybody.
Yeah. After that shooting, and then after the reaction the trans community had, where they were justifying it, everybody was like, you know what, actually, fuck you. Yeah. Right? Actually, fuck you. We don't give a shit about your feelings. Like, you don't get to wear a dress and be a different fucking gender. You don't get, like, make-believe isn't fucking real. Fuck you. No one fucking cares. And, like, there's been this massive, like, rebuking. There's no other word for it. rebuking of the trans movement,
Yep.
which is something that I never, ever thought would happen, because it's unprecedented in American history for the culture to progress in that direction, and for people to be like, nope, fuck you. Like, that's, think about that for a second. From a larger perspective, that has never happened, ever.
Here's why I think it did happen. Because it didn't happen. What I mean by that is that the left controls the narrative.
Yeah.
And I'll take you back to the little pandemic thing we just went through. Okay. When our latest president got elected, and when they decided that all of that stuff was over, I actually was watching the statistics. There was no difference in the number of people getting infected.
Yeah.
But it was over. Why was it over? Because we stopped hearing about it.
Yeah.
They weren't making movies about it. They weren't making commercials about it. It wasn't on the news. It wasn't in anything. It wasn't in the agenda.
Right.
And so when I don't think anybody in any significant percentage has ever actually been down with this psychotic movement. We've just been told that everybody's into it. Everybody's doing it. You're the weirdo that you're not into it. And that's just been the megaphone that's been blasted at us. But at some point, regular people were like, yo, we've been quiet long enough.
Yeah.
We were never down with that. And so I don't think it was as much of a reversal on any social progress that was made.
It's just people are turning against the mainstream.
It's just that people were like, yo, we're not going to allow you to perpetuate this anymore.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely a large part of it. Like, I've spoken to fucking dyed-in-the-wool liberals. Like, dyed-in-the-fucking-wool liberals. Like, liberals since the day they were fucking born, gonna be a fucking, Democrat till they fucking die. Like, hardcore liberals that are like regarding like the trans movement, they're like, this is bullshit. Like, this is setting back women's rights by like 100 years. Like, this is fucking insane. And it's like, that's not a reaction I would ever expect from a liberal ever, right? Like, ever. So for me, it's just been a fascinating
journey to watch. The reason that we don't expect is because liberals are typically not very intellectually honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ones that are sitting there going, wait, because that's probably the thing that I've found the most amusing, kind of terrible that I find it amusing, but I do, is that it's been all about feminism. It's been all about empowering women and women's rights and women everything, and the snake has turned on itself and is eating its own tail. And here we are, all of a sudden it's like, they're celebrating trans stuff. Well, what does that equate to? Grown men taking away positions, taking away victories, medals.
It is the largest attack on women.
We're back to women being stripped of everything by men, and it is the fault of the left who claim to perpetuate and champion women's rights and the cause of women being, totally free and whatever.
Like, we now live in a world, period. We now live in a world where the Republican Party voted in the Congress, voted unanimously on a bill to protect women's rights in sports, and not a single Democrat voted for it, right? Not a single fucking goddamn one. Wow. And it's like, when did the Republican Party become the champion of women's rights? No, seriously, right? Like at what point? Like, I cannot think of a previous point in my life where it's considered an intellectually honest position to be like, yeah, no, the Republicans they're the winners of the women's rights.
The part about that crazy. To me is that that's been the lie of the Democrat Party, is that Republicans were ever opposed to that. It just wasn't something they were openly championing, right? They were just like, whatever, which has been a problem with the Republicans for a long time, is they've been terrible about talking about what they're for versus what they're against.
Dirás que no me quisiste, pero vas a estar muy triste y así te me vas a quedar con dinero y
So, well, what do they tell us to say? Like, smash the like button, subscribe.
Do whatever the fuck you want.
Listen, like, this show is stupid. So if you
It's
just
true.
share this show with your friends because of how dumb it is, and make fun of us,
I'm down. I don't even care.
we don't care
No, it's fine.
because it's awful.
Look,
We're just bored.
it's fine. It's fine. I think I have to take a shit, and I'm actually proud of this.
Perfect. We'll see you guys next time.
Deuces.